This was the god's notebook, a treasure everyone dreamed of possessing. Whoever summoned it could make 3 wishes without any restrictions. But when Zhou Shun tried to wish for 10 more wishes, the notebook revealed its true form, the visage of an evil god. Not only did it strip away his right to wish, it also forced him into a binding soul contract. If he failed to fulfill all 999 of his desires, he'll be burned by hellfire until both body and soul were completely destroyed. It turned out the body's original owner was drowning in billions of debt and in desperation had drawn a summoning circle on the ground with his own blood, offering his soul and body in exchange for becoming the evil god's servant. In the next instant, a bolt of purple lightning split the silent night sky, striking Zhou Chan down in the center of the circle and knocking him unconscious. When he opened his eyes again, he distinctly remembered working overtime on a project at the office. But the moment he saw an unfamiliar face reflected in the pool of water, he froze, realizing he had transmigrated into this body. Just as Zhou Chan was wondering what kind of world this was, a crimson book suddenly floated before him claiming it could grant him 3 wishes. His heart skipped a beat. Could this be his golden sheet? But for a main character, weren't 3 wishes a bit stingy? So without hesitation, he made his first wish for the crimson book to give him 10 more wishes. The moment those words left his mouth, the book erupted with an overwhelming sinister aura. It then transformed into an evil god glaring at him. So it wasn't the contract that went wrong, but a new soul. Zhou Chen's legs gave way and he slumped to the ground trembling as he asked what it was and what it meant by contract and soul. The evil god's voice was cold. It said he wasn't worthy to know its true identity, only that the body's original owner had traded his soul and flesh to make a wish. But now, the body that should have been his had been taken over by Zhou Chun, making Zhou Chun its property. That's when Zhou Chun realized this so-called cheat was no gift at all. He'd been brought here as a scapegoat by one get one free deal. He immediately turned and bolted for the rooftop exit, but the evil god merely snapped its fingers. Instantly, Zhou Qin's body was engulfed in blazing flames. The god mocked, saying that once a contract was set, even the slightest thought of breaking it would result in the most brutal torment. With that, it turned to leave sneering that human souls were fragile and telling Zhou Chun to hurry up and die. But as his charred body quivered, Zhou Chun managed to croak out. According to contract law, if a breach is caused by force majeure, the second party is exempt from liability. Right now, you're interfering with my ability to fulfill the contract, so you can't use breach as a reason to kill me. The evil god froze, a flicker of surprise flashing across its face. It hadn't expected a mere human to argue the rules with it. On the verge of being burned to ashes, Zhou Chun spoke calmly. I know you're a powerful being. You could have ended my life instantly, but you didn't. That means you're testing me for a suitable candidate. So do you think I'm qualified to sign a new contract with you? At those words, the evil god couldn't hide its delight and burst into wild laughter. This was the first human ever to bargain with it. Suddenly, a contract wrapped in flames materialized in the air. The evil god declared that if Zhou Chun could fulfill one wish for it, he would be granted a new life, and that wish was to make 999 wishes. Zhou Chun was speechless. The mighty evil god was shamelessly ripping off his own wish, but at this point he had no choice. From now on, the evil god was his new boss. The soul contract took effect immediately. Zhou Chun had to grant 999 wishes for the god, and each completed wish might earn him a reward. Afterward, he followed the address engraved on the key to a small apartment door. To his surprise, after signing the contract, the evil god told him he could do whatever he wanted and it would only appear when it needed him. This confused Zhou Chun. Shouldn't it be working him to death like a slave instead? Lost in thought, he opened the door. Stepping inside, he realized the original owner's family was in even worse shape than he'd imagined. On the table lay a contract that read collateral payment, one-time withdrawal of 2,000 milliliters of blood. At that moment, a metal pipe slammed into the back of Zhou Chen's head. A blonde thug snarled, "Where the hell were you just now? You dare ignore my calls?" Zhou Chun then noticed there were 3 people hiding in a room and demanded to know who they were. The blonde kicked him hard in the stomach. "Forgot about the debt you borrowed last week? What? Too drugged up to remember? And where's that old woman who sells blood to pay your debts? Dead in a ditch somewhere." He sneered. "What a joke. Your mom's a real idiot, risking her life to pay off loan shark for trash like you. Garbage is garbage, born trash, talent trash, and still dreaming about turning your life around. You're in debt up to your neck and barely scraped into being the lowest rank of a messenger. As fists and kicks rained down, fragments of the body's original memories flooded Zhou Chen's mind. As a child, he once told his mother he wanted to give up on becoming a messenger because in a nightmare, he saw her working herself to exhaustion every day, collapsing in her sleep, never to wake again. He didn't want his mother to live like that and feared that if he failed to become a messenger, she'd be disappointed. She only smiled and gently stroked his forehead, saying softly, "It's all right. Even if the sky falls, Mom can hold it up." The memory shattered and a surge of overwhelming power erupted within Zhou Chun. He swung a fist straight into the blonde's face. The thug shot backward like a cannonball, crashing hard into the wall. The mouth that had been spitting insults was now beaten into a bloody mess. The other two debt collectors instantly sensed something was wrong. That's because the aura Zhou Chun was giving off now was full of menace, as if he'd suddenly broken through a mental barrier. He glared coldly. What's wrong with someone from the bottom wanting to rise up? The two men's faces twisted in anger. An E-rank stage 2 piece of trash like you dares to be cocky. They pulled collapsible batons from their sleeves, deciding to cripple one of his arms and legs on the spot. Zhou Chun, however, was more focused on the changes in his body. Was this messenger an E-rank stage 2? They spoke of referring to this newfound power. Judging by their attitude, their rank had to be higher than his. Suddenly, one of them lunged forward to strike, but in Zhou Chen's eyes, the movement was painfully slow, like a replay in slow motion. With a loud bang, the baton came down, smashing a deep dent into the smooth floor. By then, Zhou Chun was already behind him. His knee rocketed into the man's face with a sickening thud. The one they called Brother June crumpled to the ground. The remaining debt collector rushed in to back him up, unable to understand. How could an E-rank stage 2 have this kind of speed and power? He thought he'd slipped into Zhou Chen's blind spot, ready to snap his ribs with ease. But Zhou Chun suddenly lashed out with a vicious backward kick. Even though the man managed to block with his baton against Zhou Chen's explosive strength, it was like trying to stop a freight train bare-handed. The debt collector couldn't understand how Zhou Chun knew his exact position without even looking. He quickly begged for mercy, saying they were only following orders that Lin Yu had sent them to collect the debt. Zhou Chun's expression was full of disdain. "I'll pay the debt, just don't bother me again. Take your people and get out." Hearing this, the man hastily dragged his two companions away. Zhou Chun then looked up toward the ceiling. "Boss, you were watching, weren't you?" At his words, the evil god appeared in the form of the Crimson Book, smirking. "Sensing my presence, your instincts are sharp." Zhou Chun smiled faintly. "I felt a strange power in my body just now. Figured it had to be you helping me in secret." The evil god nodded with satisfaction. "That's right. If I hadn't let you a bit of my power, you'd probably be pulpy now. You should be grateful." Zhou Chen's eyes lit up. "I knew it. You really are my golden sheep. If you can lend me power whenever I need it, then I'll never have to fear anyone." The god rolled its eyes. "My power isn't something immortal like you can use freely. You just got lucky this time. It didn't exceed your limit. Otherwise, you'd have dropped dead before they even touched you." Zhou Chun frowned. "So working for you comes with no benefits at all? Think about it. If I got stronger, wouldn't it be easier to fulfill your wishes?" The god closed its eyes. "Don't worry. According to our contract, I'll give you a useful reward. But as for borrowing my power, forget it unless you want to die faster." It then regarded Zhou Chun silently, a thought forming in his mind. This boy was truly unexpected. Not only did he handle the borrowed power better than imagined, he controlled it with surprising stability. Could he be my fated one? Zhou Chun then asked, "So have you decided on a second wish?" The god shook its head. "I've already made more than enough wishes. When the time is right, you'll understand. For now, your time is yours to spend." This unreliable boss left Zhou Chun speechless. He knew nothing about this world and had hoped the evil god would make a wish first to give him some direction, but clearly that wasn't going to happen. He pulled out the phone from his pocket. If he was going to live in place of the original owner, he needed to understand his situation. But the messages were all debt collection notices and online orders for supplements. So being a messenger really cost this much? There wasn't a single text from family. Then one message stopped him cold. It was from the original owner's sister, sent yesterday. "Mom's in a coma. Get to Tianlan Hospital now." He quickly changed into clean clothes and rushed to the hospital. Pushing open the ward door, he saw his sister quietly sitting at their mother's bedside. The heavy, awkward tension in the room made it hard for him to breathe, and really missing something this important, anyone would be furious. The girl with the long braid was his sister, Zhou Yuechin, and lying in the hospital bed, pale as paper, was his mother. She was nothing like the hopeful woman in his memories. Was all of this because of him? Zhou Chun stepped forward and spoke first. Sorry, I'm late. How's Mom? Zhou Yuchin's face darkened. What's her excuse this time? Training? A breakthrough? Or too busy summoning gods and doing something big? Do you even know that Mom worked herself to the brink just to pay off your debts? Her voice broke into a near shout. Why couldn't you even visit her once? She's given you everything. Our whole family gave everything to you. She couldn't even afford intensive care because she was paying her debts. She survived on sheer willpower. Mom almost died. Do you get that? After letting it all out, Zhou Yuechin slumped in her chair. She placed a bank card on the table. That's your living expenses for the next 6 months. From now on, I'll take care of Mom. It has nothing to do with you. And your debts? You pay them yourself. We're done helping you. Zhou Qin's heart trembled and he opened his mouth to explain, but his sister cut him off coldly. From now on, we're no longer family. A short while later, Zhou Chun left the hospital and headed home. The evil god appeared beside him again. I can feel your anxiety. That woman's words at you this hard? She's practically a stranger to you, and besides, none of this is your fault. Zhou Chun gave a faint, wry smile. Didn't think you knew how to comfort people. I'm fine. It's just she reminded me of the past. Back then, I was the same, wanted to say something but not able to get a single word out. Sensing the mood turning heavy, the god shut its eyes and scoffed. Couldn't care less. Just don't let this get in the way of my wishes. Zhou Qin's gaze hardened again. He said, if I prove my value, you help me get stronger, right? If I'm strong enough, I can make up for all of this, right? The evil god's tone was certain. Of course. But first, you'll have to show me your worth. They watched his back as he walked away, a thought lingering. A destiny point, don't disappoint me, boy. Meanwhile, at the pharmaceutical club, Lone Shark Lin Nu was discussing business with his men. Contact the crew over there. Tell them to speed up the repairs. The higher-ups won't wait forever. One of his men nodded quickly, then added, Boss, there's something else. We found out that over in Zone A, the collection didn't go smoothly. 3 of our guys got taken down by a student. Lin, you let out a cold snort. That area is not even due for collection yet. Those idiots must have been trying to skim something for themselves. It's clowns like them that make fewer people come to me for loans. Handle it by the rules. His man hesitated. I'll punish them, but this one's different. Among the 3 were an E-rank stage 3 and an E-rank stage 2 messenger. But according to them, they were beaten by a student who'd just broken through to E-rank stage 2. Lin Yu's interest was piqued. He took the detailed report on Zhou Chun from his subordinate. After reading it, he raised an eyebrow. A mere stage 2 student taking down both stage 3 and stage 2 opponents, even the weakest stage 3 could handle 10 stage 2s. The gap between ranks isn't something you bridge with skill alone. Lin Yu suspected Zhou Chun had been hiding the strength of a stage 3, smirking to himself. Interesting. He immediately ordered his men to keep a close watch on Zhou Chun. Talent like this couldn't be wasted. Over the next few days, Zhou Chun spent his time adapting to his new body and researching. With the partial memories he'd inherited, he gained a decent understanding of this world's basics. He learned that people here regularly took special supplements to gain extraordinary power. These enhanced individuals were called messengers, but the drugs needed to become one were incredibly expensive, explaining why the original owner had fallen into such heavy debt. Although he didn't know the absolute limit of a messenger, even the lowest ranked ones were far stronger than normal humans. No wonder people spent fortunes trying to become one. At that moment, his phone buzzed in his pocket. Answering the call, he was met with the class monitor's furious yelling. His leave was over and he was to get back to class immediately. That's when Zhou Chun remembered he was still a student. Slinging his bag over his shoulder, he rushed to Lightbath High School. In class, from the teacher's lecture, he learned that a messenger status was determined by strength and ranked by titles. These ranged from the lowest E rank to the highest S rank, and one had to reach the peak of their current rank before breaking through to the next. It was said that an S-rank messenger was no different from a god. To match this power, the world was divided into 5 societal tiers. Ordinary people and E ranks occupied the 5th, called the outer layer, representing the bottom of society. The fourth tier and above formed the city core, symbolizing power and influence, with D rank being the bare minimum to enter. As a lowly E rank, Zhou Chun knew that to gain more resources he had to reach the city core. For now, the priority was to grow stronger as quickly as possible. After class, the teacher announced that for PE, they'd be holding a test, telling everyone to change and meet on the field. On the field, Zhou Chun couldn't help but marvel. Messenger department students had physical training for half the day. This was living the dream. But before he could enjoy the thought, someone called his name from behind. The next moment, someone grabbed his collar and started taunting. Zhou Chun, a few days away and you're acting all high and mighty? Good written scores won't save you. Planning to talk your enemies into surrendering. Messengers live and die by strength. And you're just a stage 1 piece of trash. Zhou Chun shot back coldly. By that logic, you're just a stage 1 piece of trash too, aren't you? Zhou Chen's words left the gray-haired boy completely speechless. In a fit of impotent rage, the boy swung a fist at Zhou Chun, trying to salvage some pride, but that soft, sluggish punch couldn't possibly hurt him. The gray-haired boy froze. He couldn't break free, and it even looked like Zhou Chun had somehow grown taller. Zhou Chun looked down at him with icy eyes. Didn't you just say strength is everything? Then does that mean I can rip your mouth apart right now? Before the words could sink in, a crushing aura slammed down over the entire field. The sheer pressure made it impossible for Zhou Chun to move another inch. The source of it was none other than his P teacher, Tianjijia. Zhou Chun, you've barely been back and you're already making trouble? Zhou Chun put on a friendly smile, explaining that he was just having a friendly spar with a classmate. Tianjijia snorted coldly, warning him that next time there would be punishment, then ordering all students to gather for the test. Listen up, you've only got 3 months until the graduation exam. And after that, the real deal, the district exchange tournament. If you place well, you'll bring honor to the school and have a shot at getting into a top academy. To make sure you're in peak form, I've imported a brand beginner supplements, only 6,000 each, to help you crush your scores. Students began their pull-up test. Those without supplements could barely manage 20-something reps. Those who took them easily pushed past 50 in one go. Zhou Chun was surprised. The test for messengers was this simple. He'd expected something far more unique. As he pondered, the class monitor walked up beside him. Zhou Chun, are you alright? You suddenly took several days off. I thought something happened to you. She added shyly, it's not like I'm trying to pry, but with graduation so close, it's unusual for you to take time off. So I was just curious. The class monitor asked, by the way, aren't you going to buy the teacher's supplement? Zhou Chun shook his head slightly, saying he didn't have the money. Seriously? Everyone else is buying these expensive supplements. Am I the only broke messenger here? She was about to warn him about the consequences of not buying when Tianjijia called her name for the test. Even after taking the supplement, her scores still didn't reach the passing line. But since she had just bought 2 bottles, Tianjijia changed her score to pass anyway. That's when Zhou Chun realized the pricey supplements weren't just about boosting performance. They also bought you special treatment from the teacher. With graduation coming up, it made sense students wanted better scores, but with his current strength, he didn't need them. Soon, Tianjijia called Zhou Chen's name. Seeing that he wasn't on the purchase list, the teacher decided to quietly deduct points to make him fail, hoping to pressure more students into buying. Zhou Chun strapped on the weighted wrist guard for the test, seeing nothing unusual about the pull-up bar in front of him. But the moment he jumped up and grabbed it, his body suddenly felt heavier, and the harder he pulled, the heavier it got. Clearly, the crystal embedded in the wrist guards was to blame. Still, the added weight had a limit, and with his current power, adapting to it was easy. With 200 pounds of extra weight, he began to test exactly where his limits lay. The watching students couldn't believe their eyes because with the wrist guards maxed out, Zhou Chun still cranked out nearly 100 pull-ups in one go. As soon as Zhou Chun dropped from the pull-up bar, a crowd of students swarmed him. They said his score could easily land him in the elite class and bombarded him with questions. When had he broken through to stage 2 and what brand of supplements he used? PE teacher Tianjijia was just as shocked. How had this kid's physical ability improved so drastically? Had he used an enhancer? But enhancers were far too expensive for the average person, and using them here would be absurd. Could it be he had actually advanced to stage 2 on his own over the past few days? If the students learned they could level up without supplements, how was he going to sell them? Sneered inwardly. So you think reaching stage 2 make you hot stuff? Cutting into my profits. I'll make sure you get a proper lesson in how the real world works. Meanwhile, in the principal's office, the principal had just received word that the Stage 2 category in the exchange tournament was being cancelled. The reason government demand for more elite messengers meant subsidies would only go to top-ranked schools. That left the principal deeply troubled. The elite classes, supplements, and equipment required massive funding, and the school was barely sustaining a Stage 2 standard. With only 3 months left until the exchange tournament, where could they find a Stage 3 student? If they pooled all resources into one candidate, maybe they could gamble on producing Stage 3, but it would mean cutting a lot of average students loose. He stared at the black crystal in his cabinet. Senior, what should I do? Is Light Messenger Academy doomed to fall during my term? At that moment, Tianjija entered and handed over the test results, smiling as he said the students were doing well and would become fine messengers. But one glance at the sheet made the principal's face darken. Almost everyone was still Stage 1, nowhere near exchange tournament material. Seeing this, Tianjija casually mentioned that there was one student who wasn't fit to remain a messenger. Moments later, Zhou Chun received a summons to meet with the principal alone. He was baffled. He couldn't recall doing anything wrong. Worse, he heard the principal was notoriously strict. If he was calling Zhou Chun in, it definitely wasn't for small talk. All he could do was hope it wasn't bad news. But the moment his hand touched the office door handle, flames suddenly burst forth. The evil god's voice echoed in his mind. This is what I meant by a wish that triggers under certain conditions. The evil god was certain. His target was nearby. If you don't want to burn, go find it. Now Zhou Chun stepped into the office surprised. The thing the evil god wanted was actually here with the principal. The principal looked him over and spoke in a low, steady tone. Zhou Chun, right? Your physical report looks good, close to Stage 2. That's worth acknowledging. As for skipping class, talking back to teachers, and fighting classmates, I get it. Young men are hot-blooded, but none of that matters. Do you know what's most important for messenger? Money. That's why I think you should give up being one. Zhou Chun frowned. You're saying I'm not suited to be a messenger. Are you telling me to drop out? The principal nodded. The cost of advancing as a messenger is astronomical. With your family situation, it's better to cut your losses now rather than spend everything and end up stuck in the middle. In truth, the principal knew Zhou Chen's grades could get him into the elite class. But with the school's survival on the line, he'd rather use the spot on a more valuable candidate. If they could produce even one Stage 3 student before the exchange tournament, the school might survive. After a long pause, the principal said, if you agree, I can refund your tuition today. Starting tomorrow, you won't have to come back. What do you say? At that moment, the evil god behind Zhou Chun suddenly lit up. Kid, I found the target. Get it for me. Zhou Chun rolled his eyes. Can't you see I'm in trouble here? Why don't you get it yourself? The god replied, if I could, I would have already. The contract says I can only claim something that fully belongs to you. So no matter what, you need to make it yours. Zhou Chun quickly assessed the situation. To pay off my debts, I have to make it into the city core. But to get there, I need to reach D rank and have a messenger graduation certificate. This is the only messenger academy in the city. If I want that certificate and the stone the boss wants, I can't let myself get expelled. This isn't checkmate yet. As far as I know, the highest any student here has ever reached is E2. To the school, anyone above Stage 2 would be priceless, which means if I can boost my rank beyond E2 right now. With that thought, he spoke to the evil god in his mind. Boss, you said before that I'd get a reward to help fulfill the wishes, right? If you haven't decided yet, can I choose it myself? The god seemed to realize his intent, a bead of cold sweat forming. You can, but don't tell me you're planning to. Zhou Chen's answer was firm. That's right. I want my reward to be borrowing your power. The god immediately snapped, Kid, I already told you. This body of yours can't handle more of my power. The only reason you didn't burst last time was dumb luck. Think of another way, but Zhou Chen's tone was resolute. I can't get expelled here. If I'm kicked out now, who knows how long it'll take for me to get another shot at the city core. And if that happens, your wishes might never be fulfilled. Trust me, boss. The god was momentarily taken aback by his determination. After a pause, a blazing flame formed before Zhou Chen's eyes. The contract holder grants the contractor a reward, the right to borrow the contract holder's power anytime, anywhere. All consequences will be borne by the contractor. Meanwhile, the principal noticed Zhou Chun standing there in silence and urged him, well, do you have something else to say? Zhou-chan calmly made his final request. I'd like you to personally test my rank before deciding whether I should stay or leave. The principal thought it was just a desperate last attempt and waved his hand. Just shake my hand. That's enough to complete the test. As soon as their palms met, the principal sensed the stage 2 level, slightly higher than the report suggested, but still far from enough. What a pity. At that moment, Zhou-chan closed his eyes, focusing entirely on gathering power. I only have one shot at this. I don't know how high I can go, but I need to draw out as much as I can. In an instant, an overwhelming surge of power erupted from within Zhou-chan, flowing straight into the principal's palm. The principal's expression shifted from calm to shock to outright horror in a heartbeat. Even the evil god hadn't expected it. Zhou-chan's outburst was stronger than the power it had granted him. The principal jerked his hand away and stumbled back several steps. Impossible. His level, it just shot up to stage 4. Then joy replaced his shock. A miracle, Zhou-chan, you must represent our school in the district exchange tournament. The sudden shift in attitude left Zhou-chan stunned. As it turned out, the school had been at the bottom of the rankings for years. And if they failed to produce good results again, the education department would cut off all funding. That was why the principal had planned to expel average students and focus resources on the most promising ones. But now, Zhou-chan's stage 4 power had rekindled his hope for a comeback. To make amends for the earlier misunderstanding, the principal said, your tuition will be waived. Once you transfer to the elite class, your weekly allowance of beginner star energy supplements will go from 3 bottles to 6. If you have any other needs, the school will do its best to meet them. Zhou-chan, a student like you would be welcomed anywhere. But I sincerely hope you'll consider representing our school in the exchange tournament. I'm not exaggerating. Your decision could determine the very survival of this academy. Zhou-chan understood just how important the tournament was to the principal. Otherwise, he wouldn't be offering so much at once. Testing the waters, he asked, and what if I wanted that black crystal in your cabinet? The principal glanced at the dark gem behind him. It was crafted from a rare star crystal brought back from the middle layer by the previous principal. It doesn't have much practical use, but it's been a symbol of the school's spirit. Still, if the school can't be saved, what's the point of a symbol? If you can truly secure our future, giving it to you would be only right. With the principal's agreement, Zhou-chan thumped his chest. Rest assured, principal, I'll get my all in the exchange tournament. Pleased, the principal nevertheless asked curiously. By the way, Zhou-chan, how did your level jump so drastically? Zhou-chan replied calmly, it's part of my special training, learning to hide my true strength. In battle, it's a tactic to confuse opponents. I'd appreciate it if you kept my actual level secret. The principal's eyes grew moist. Hiding one's rank, a strategy messengers developed to mislead enemies in combat. I never imagined someone so young would already have such foresight. He assured him, don't worry, I won't tell a soul. It's good to know the future will be in the hands of young people like you. He then called in a teacher, instructing them to escort Zhou-chan to the elite class immediately and to provide supplements according to the updated quota. The teacher led Zhou-chan up to the 2nd floor. This entire floor belonged to the elite class. Zhou-chan, just come with me to register. By the way, what's your relationship with the principal? I've never seen him this happy before. Zhou-chan replied casually, we just get along. Before he could say more, Teacher Tianjijia, the one who'd reported him to the principal, suddenly rushed over. He put on an over-the-top performance, wailing, Zhou-chan, I did my best to plead with the principal for you, but sadly, I couldn't change his mind. Even if your grades are average, every student deserves the right to study. I hope that after you drop out, you'll keep working hard and not bow to reality. The female teacher leading Zhou-chan looked at him in shock. Drop out? What are you talking about? Zhou-chan's transferring to the elite class tomorrow. I'm taking him to register now. As for you, Mr. Tianjijia, the principal wants to see you, and he looked very angry. That evening, Zhou-chan lay back on his bed with a heavy sigh. From stage 2 to stage 4 in 3 months, even rich prodigies spend a fortune and plenty of time to go up just one stage. How's a broke guy like me supposed to climb to in 3 months? He asked the evil god, boss, is there any way to just level up in one go? The god shot him down. Nope. If you want my help again, you'll have to fulfill one of my wishes first. You've only yourself to blame for choosing that reward. And don't say I didn't warn you. My power won't last long before people start noticing. Zhou-chan knew full well he wasn't dumb enough to rely on borrowed power in the actual tournament. Either way, I'm not expelled and I'm getting free supplements. That's already a huge step up from where I started. Leveling up can wait. The real priority right now is figuring out how to make some money. The next morning, Zhou-chun arrived at the elite class, but what greeted him was a gate so run down it looked like the entrance to an abandoned factory. Desolate was putting it kindly. Just as he wondered if he'd come to the wrong place, a voice called out, "You're Zhou-chun, right?" A man waved energetically at him. "Over here, I didn't see you during roll call just now, so I figured you might have gotten lost. I'm responsible for the entire elite class, so if there's anything I overlook, I hope you'll forgive me. I'm your homeroom teacher. Just call me Mr. Zhang." Zhou-chun hadn't expected the elite class teacher to be so easygoing. "You're too kind, Mr. Zhang. But when you say you're responsible for the whole class, does that mean there are no other teachers?" Mr. Zhang smiled wryly. "We do have 3 teachers for the academic subjects, but I'm the only one handling the training courses. The number of students has been dropping for years, and those qualified for the elite class are even rarer. Naturally, we haven't hired new staff. We hold our lessons and training in the innermost area. The outer section has been in use for years, left to decay into what you see now." Zhou-chun now understood. This school really was in bad shape. No wonder the principal was so desperate. Mr. Zhang pushed open the door with a smile, "But don't worry. Even a starved camel is bigger than a horse. I'm sure this place won't disappoint you." He led Zhou-chun into the elite class training hall. Zhou-chun's eyes roamed over the students inside. As expected of the elite class, this place is nothing like the field downstairs. It's practically a high-end gym. The students all looked focused on their training, but Zhou-chun couldn't shake the feeling that there was something tense in the air. Mr. Zhang soon called for everyone to gather. "Let me give a proper introduction to our new classmate. This is Zhou-chun. He may have joined a bit late, but the elite class only values strength. For him to be here, he must have skills of his own. I hope you'll all get along." But from the crowd came a sharp, mocking voice. "Strength? I doubt it. If you got in through connections, just admit it. Talking about strength, aren't you afraid of dragging down the elite class?" Mr. Zhang's face darkened. "Watch your mouth." Zhou-chun entered through the proper channels. "Stop spreading rumors." Ma Wenhua puffed out his chest with a smug grin. "Rumor or not, we'll know soon enough. I'm officially challenging Zhou-chun. Do you dare accept?" That "do you dare" instantly stirred a buzz across the training hall. An official challenge meant going all out, and a loser had to serve the winner without complaint. With Ma Wenhua being one of the top fighters in class, everyone saw this as picking on a new guy. The chatter caught the attention of a blonde-haired boy nearby. A pink-haired girl explained with a grin, the transfer students about to fight Ma Wenhua. Even the blonde, usually indifferent to anything outside, was now curious. Mr. Zhang quickly tried to mediate. An official challenge won't count unless the other side accepts. But before he could finish, Johan replied, "If it's just a friendly spar without risking lives, I'll take it." Truth was he wanted to test his skills against a top student to prepare for the upcoming exchange match. Meanwhile, in the principal's office, the principal had just taken a call from Mr. Zhang. "You're saying Zhou-chun's gotten into a fight?" Mr. Zhang sounded anxious. More precisely, Ma Wenhua challenged him to an official duel, and Zhou-chun agreed. Now neither of them will back down, and the whole class is watching. I can't calm things down. After a moment's thought, the principal approved the match and asked Mr. Zhang to set up the arena. He too wanted to see what Zhou-chun could really do. A few minutes later, Mr. Zhang stepped onto the stage as referee. The rules are the same as the exchange matches. The arena is for the 2 fighters only. No outside interference. Anyone breaking the rule will be expelled. Both must fight at the same rank. No cross-rank challenges allowed. Mr. Zhang added, "This is a friendly spar. No strikes to vital areas, no killing blows, and absolutely no retaliation afterward. A clean hit to the face or voluntary surrender means defeat." With his command, the match officially began. Ma Wenhua lunged forward, aiming to end the fight with one swift, decisive move. His hand shot out toward Zhou-chun's neck, but Zhou-chun had anticipated it, catching his wrist mid-strike. Ma Wenhua followed up with a flurry of aggressive attacks. Each one was dodged or deflected with ease. Seeking an opening, Ma Wenhua suddenly threw a straight kick. At the last second, he twisted his body, changing the kick's trajectory. A combat technique, hooking wind kick, caught Zhou-chun off guard, nearly knocking him off balance. Zhou-chun only cast him a cold glance, then he planted a palm on the ground and pushed off with explosive force. Spinning meter, he slammed his foot into the side of Ma Wenhua's head. The blow left Ma Wenhwa frozen in place. We snapped out of it. A fist was already hovering against his cheek. Zhou Chun lightly tapped his face and withdrew his hand. A hit to the face counts as a win. Right? Guess that makes it mine. Ma Wenhwa's usual arrogance vanished. Only shock remained on his face. Seeing this, Mr. Zhang immediately announced to the crowd, Zhou Chun wins the match. Even now, Ma Wenhwa refused to believe he had actually lost to the new guy. The classmates who were just heckling a moment ago now gasped in awe. I didn't even see what happened. This transfer student is insane. The match ended so quickly that Zhou Chun hadn't even warmed up, though he did manage to get a feel for the fight. Mr. Zhang swallowed hard. Ma Wenhwa had professional training, yet he was crushed this badly. Zhou Chun might lack formal techniques, but his physical strength and reflexes were outstanding, purely a natural fighter. No wonder the principal told him to keep a close eye on this one. Meanwhile, the principal had quietly appeared at the edge of the arena. Nicely done. Zhou Chun, step outside for a moment. I've got something to tell you in private. Watching Zhou Chun leave, the pink-haired girl whispered excitedly, Did you see that? The transfer student is crazy strong. The blonde boy narrowed his eyes. A guy that's strong, we've got to recruit him into our crew. Elsewhere, the principal asked, So getting used to life in the advanced class? Zhou Chun replied, It's great, though the classmates are a bit too enthusiastic. Strong fighters always get more attention. You'll get used to it. For now, just focus on training. If you need anything, the school will help however it can. Zhou Chun thought for a moment. The principal seemed to trust him now. Maybe it was a good time to ask about making money. Principal, is there any way for a student to earn money quickly? The principal patted his shoulder firmly. At your age, don't overthink it. Focus on your training. If your family's struggling, the school can front you some money. Earn big later, that's what matters. After the principal left, Zhou Chun returned to the advanced class and resumed training. As Zhou Chun trained, he thought to himself, if the school catches me taking a student loan, the punishment will be harsh. Better be careful, and where can I even learn ways to make money? Just then, the blonde boy walked over. Zhou Chun gave him a puzzled look. Throwing an arm over Zhou Chun's shoulder, the blonde grinned. That match was awesome. Even got the principal to talk to you in person. Who are you really? Before Zhou Chun could respond, a girl's voice cut in. That's way too rude. It was the pink-haired girl. She smiled apologetically at Zhou Chun. Sorry. He's been like this since we were kids, but he means no harm. I'm Su Xiao, and this guy is Shun Jeru. Technically, he's your senior here. If you got questions, just ask us anytime. Shun Jeru shamelessly declared, then from now on, we're a three-man squad. As a leader, I'll take good care of you. He then asked curiously, you transferred up from the lower floor, right? Where'd you learn that combat skill you used just now? Zhou Chun looked confused. What's a combat skill? Shinjirui's eyes went wide. You don't know? Then that move you used to drop Ma Wenhwa was. Zhou Chun replied, just instinct. I don't know anything about combat skills. Shinjirui's face lit up with admiration. Damn, that was brutal. If Ma Wenhwa knew, he'd lose his mind. Ever since he learned that combat skill, he's been showing off non-stop. Su Xiao explained, combat skills are powerful techniques that envoys can learn from scrolls or memory stones. The more you master them, the stronger they get. There are many types, and skilled fighters mix and match them to suit their style. Shunji Rue added, that kick Ma Wenhwa used on you was a D-ring combat skill called wind hook kick. Zhou Chun thought, no wonder I couldn't block that kick. If I had a combat skill too, my chances in the exchange match will be much higher. He asked, are combat skills rare? Shinjiru nodded. Pretty much. They're ranked by level. The stronger, the rarer. Basic ones, the school teaches. But strong ones, you have to buy them or get them from a big shot willing to share. Right now, even a basic D rank costs around 500,000. Su Xiaoxia and Shun Ziru both said they had combat skills. Shun Ziru even grinned, we should spar sometime. Let Zhou Chun see what real skill looks like. Zhou Chun felt a heavy blow to his pride. Combat skills worth $500,000 and they acted like it was nothing. No wonder tuition for the elite class was sky high. These really were all rich kids. A thought struck him, if they were this wealthy, maybe he could get a tip on how to make quick cash. So he asked directly, if I want to buy combat skill but I'm short on money, is there a way to make a lot in a short time? No limits. Anything goes. Shinjarwi thought for a moment. No limits, fast cash, that'd have to be the Miracle Grounds, Blackwater District. Instantly punch him in the head. Don't mislead him. If a teacher heard you say that, you'd be hauled in for a lecture. Shinjiro chuckled awkwardly. Just kidding. Sure, they say anything's possible there, but the school forbids students from going. Get caught and you're expelled on the spot. Just treat it as a story. Then he asked, so how much are you short for that skill? Zhou-chun calmly replied, about 300,000. That number left both of them stunned. They whispered to each other, realizing they didn't have nearly enough to help him. Zhou-chun thought to himself, Blackwater District, worth a shot. After school, I'll check it out. That night, he followed the navigation to Heishua Road. Standing before the dilapidated surroundings, he confirmed this was it, the Blackwater District, just a few minutes' ride from his house. If he went home and changed out of his school uniform, it'd be harder for anyone to recognize him. He casually asked, Boss, what do you think it's like inside? No reply. He frowned. Was no one here? Forget it. The outer zone's keepers aren't high level. At borrowed power level 4, I can run if things go south. Still, the place looked like it had been abandoned for years. Was there really anything miraculous inside? Then he spotted footprints, fresh ones, signs of people walking back and forth. Following the trail, he found a door, a secret passage. Interesting. He headed straight for it, unaware that several figures had appeared behind him. Their eyes glowed blood red, locked on his back. Clueless, Zhou-chun stepped into the underground passage. What he saw made him gasp. This was the Miracle Grounds, Blackwater District, filthy streets lined with huddled vagrants and shady figures trading drugs in the shadows. No wonder no one likes to talk about this place. It's basically a lawless zone. As long as there's profit, anything can be done. Maybe this really is a way to get the money before the repayment date. Suddenly, Zhou-chun felt a strange presence. He spun around and said coldly, How long do you plan on following me? 3 men emerged from the shadows. The gray-haired leader smirked, Sharp instincts, kid. I was planning to knock you out and drag you away quietly, but since you noticed, guess you will just have to suffer a bit. Zhou-chun frowned. Why knock me out? The man licked his lips and sneered. Still pretending? I've seen plenty like you, rich brats in disguise, here for some thrill. Kidnap you and the ransom will be worth a fortune. Zhou-chun was speechless. What kind of twisted logic was this? The gray-haired man patted his cheek and said darkly, Scared stiff? Good. I'm an Oracle-class fighter. You can't escape me. Play nice, pay the ransom, and maybe I'll let you live. Zhou-chun's face darkened. That's pretty rude, old man. Before the man could react, Zhou-chun slapped him so hard he collapsed to the ground. The 2 underlings froze for a second, then shouted, Boss, you okay? They pulled out knives, snarling, bastard, attacking our boss when he wasn't ready. You're dead. With blades raised, they charged straight at Zhou-chun, murderous intent radiating off them. Just as the knives were about to strike, 2 wooden crates came flying from a distance. They crashed right onto the heads of the 2 attackers with a loud thud. The next second, a shadow darted in front of Zhou-chun. The figure grabbed his hand without hesitation. It was a girl wearing a baseball cap. She said quickly, Come with me. Before Zhou-chun could react, she was already pulling him away at full speed. Once they reached a safe spot, Zhou-chun caught his breath and thanked her. Thanks for saving me. I was actually planning to ask those guys something. To his surprise, the girl seemed to recognize him. You're Zhou-chun. What are you doing here? The moment she said it, she realized she was supposed to be keeping her identity hidden. Zhou-chun looked puzzled. You know me? The girl studied him with surprise. You don't remember me? She quickly covered. I just saw your name on your collar. Zhou-chun glanced down and realized his name was indeed printed there. Thanks for the reminder. I didn't even notice. Good thing you're not someone who actually knows me. The girl let out a quiet sigh of relief. Phew, almost forgot I can't reveal my identity. At least I played it off. She warned him, in the Blackwater District, never expose your personal information so casually. It's dangerous. Let me get you out of here. Zhou-chun quickly waved her off. And no, it's fine. I've got something urgent to take care of. Gotta go. He thought to himself, if she finds out I'm a student, I'm done for. Better get out fast. The girl watched his back as he left frowning. It's been years, but that's definitely Zhou-chun. Am I wrong, or is he just pretending not to remember me? He's a student, so what's he doing in a place like this? She glanced down at the hand that had pulled him to safety earlier, remembering the feel of it. He's become an invoker too. Not long after, Zhou-chun spent 10 yuan on a mask to hide his identity. With the mask on, he thought this should do the trick. No one will recognize me now. But after wandering around for so long, he still hadn't found a way to make money. Just then, a man's voice called from behind. "Hey kid, you don't look like you're from around here." The man grinned. "Think of me as your tour guide. I know everything there is to know about this place. Whatever you need, just ask." Zhou Shen hesitated. "Oh, then tell me anywhere nearby where I can make quick cash." The man's eyes lit up, his grin widening. "Of course, follow me." Inwardly, he was already celebrating. Another head fee in the bag. Before long, they arrived at a secluded spot. It turned out to be an underground boxing arena. Zhou Chun looked at the ring and asked, "This is an underground fight club?" The man grinned and nodded. "Exactly. If you want fast cash, this is the place to be." The man went on. "Tonight's a special event. The winner not only gets the prize money, but also a cut from the betting pool. Plenty of messengers came just for this fight. It's thrilling and the stakes are high. Now's the perfect time to join." Zhou Chun studied the fighter in the ring. The guy looked fierce but was clearly just at E rank level 1. His eyes drifted to the prize money displayed on the screen. "Maybe this is my chance. So if you're in, I can take you to get some chips right now," the man urged. Zhou Chun shook his head. "Forget the chips. I'd rather just take the prize money." The man froze, staring in disbelief. "What's with this kid?" Just then, the girl arrived at the underground arena, scanning the crowd. Her eyes landed on the ring and she muttered in shock, "Why is he up there?" Zhou Chun was in the ring trading blows with another fighter. "Don't think 2 wins make you a big shot," his opponent roared. "I'm Yahello, the seeded champion of this tournament. Remember my name." Before he could finish, Zhou Chen's fist smashed straight into his face. One punch, that's all it took. Yahello dropped to the mat, unconscious and unmoving. Zhou Chen's voice was cold as he called out, "Quick fights only." "Who's next?" A fierce, bald brute stepped into the ring barking, "Remember my name so you'll know who killed you." But before he could savor his swagger, Zhou Chen's punch sent him flying across the mat. Talk about instant karma. The next fighter who climbed up froze in terror, trembling as he shouted, "I surrender." In the control room, the boss stared at the monitors, utterly stunned. "We only let him in because he looked weak. How did it turn out like this?" A subordinate rushed in. "Boss, the fighters we planned to sign have all fled. The guests think we're rigging the matches and are demanding refunds. If this keeps up, the arena's finished. No way we're letting that kid walk out with the prize money. Hey, add one more match. Release that guy." The boss snarled. Just as Zhou Chun thought he'd beaten every fighter and could walk away with the prize, the announcer's voice boomed over the speakers. "This challenger is unstoppable, but surely you all aren't satisfied yet. Let's give the crowd what they want. One more truly thrilling fight." Zhou Qin's expression darkened. He knew now they never planned to pay him from the start. Then with a heavy clang, the staff pulled open a reinforced steel door. And now the announcer roared, "Let's welcome our hidden main event." Zhou Qin's eyes narrowed sharply. What he saw next was horrifying. In the center of the ring, a monster bound in thick chains was dragged into view, the deformed one. Knife 1, with heavy metallic clicks, the locks were released one by one. Knifeland's body crashed onto the mat with a thud. A second later, its eyes snapped open, revealing a face so twisted and grotesque, it sent chills through the crowd. In the stands, a young couple froze in terror. The man forced a brave tone, "Don't worry, I've got you." The girl flinched, recognition flashing in her eyes. She knew Niflin. What was something like that doing here? Her mind raced. This thing is way beyond Zhou Chen's level. I could get him out of here, but that would blow my cover and my entire plan would be ruined. Zhou Chen's brows furrowed. Damn it, and the boss is nowhere to be seen. This opponent was nothing like the human fighters before. This thing wasn't even human. The moment its gaze locked onto him, it was like prey caught in a predator's sights. Even standing still, the tension was suffocating. His instinct screamed, this thing was lethal. In the blink of an eye, Knifeland lunged at him like a shadow. A thin red line split open across Zhou Qin's neck, warm blood trickling down. So fast, if not for his reflexive dodge, that strike would have ended him. It's really trying to kill me. His eyes turned cold. Zhou Qin clamped down hard on Niflin's arms. There could be no mercy here. A single mistake would mean death. His strength, it's insane. He gritted his teeth. This thing's too dangerous. I need to end this fast. Without hesitation, he triggered his force-borrowing technique, his energy spiking as he jumped from E2 straight to E4. Zhou Chan slammed both fists down, hammering Niflin with all his strength. As the monster lay motionless on the mat, he thought, is it over? Did I just take down this humanoid freak? Before the thought could settle, Niflin exploded back to life, its hands morphing into a jagged bone blade thrusting straight for Zhou Chun. Luckily, his reflexes kicked in just in time, barely dodging the killing blow. No way. Zhou Chen's heart sank. Even his strongest strike had barely scratched it. Thick hide, razor claws, this was a losing game in close combat. He needed a weapon. Before he could plan his next move, Knifeland lunged at him again. This time, Zhou Chun was ready. He drove a punch straight into its bone blade, shattering it in half. In one swift motion, he snatched the broken shard from the air. The next second, steel met flesh as he slashed across Niflin's neck. TCH, too shallow. Still, it proved one thing: the monster could be hurt. If I could just get him one more time, I can finish it. Suddenly, a thick mist burst from Niflin's body, swallowing the ring whole. Poison gas, Zhou Chun sniffed, frowning. No, just regular fog, but then his eyes sharpened. A slash came out of nowhere, grazing his waist. One step slower and he would have been cut clean in half. Blind in the mist, he was forced onto the defensive, relying only on instinct and hearing. His opponent was deliberately keeping movements small, burning his stamina while avoiding any openings. No. Even if I survive this, once my borrowed strength runs out, I'm done. I have to end this now. No matter what, I have to pin down its location. Zhou Chun forced himself to stay calm. Fear would only get him killed. He pushed every sense in his body to the limit. Finally, through the haze, he caught sight of a faint green blur. He exploded forward, charging straight at it. His hand clamped down on Niflin's arm like an iron vice. With a flash of cold steel, he sliced the limb clean off. Niflin's scream tore through the fog. Zhou Chun pressed the advantage. When the enemy's hurt, you finish the job. But suddenly, his heart began to pound violently. A sharp pain shot through his chest. His borrowed strength was about to run out. In that split second of distraction, the monster batted his weapon out of his hands. Before he could recover, a slick whip-like tongue lashed out toward him. The tip stabbed into his waist before he could dodge. Gritting his teeth, Zhou Chun forced his power to surge again. His hands clamped down on the creature's tongue. With a savage jerk, he yanked the monster straight toward him. Both hands locked onto its head, prying at its upper and lower jaws. He poured every ounce of strength into the motion and pulled. A sickening crack echoed through the arena as the monster's skull split apart from the mouth. Blood sprayed across the stage, drenching Zhou Chun from head to toe. He stood there reeking of death, radiating a killing intent so real it felt like a physical weight.
Alright, that's the end of the story. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.